15 years ago, Alex Pereira was a broken alcoholic in a tire shop. Today, he's the most feared striker alive and a two-division UFC champion.
Just some dudes just have some extra gear, some extra power.
Knocking people out when he's not even hitting them clean.
The catalyst that saved Alex Pereira's life came in 2009 when desperation led him to a kickboxing gym. Suddenly, for the first time in years, he had purpose beyond survival. But breaking free from addiction wasn't instant. Even as his natural talent became undeniable, alcohol still had its claws in him. It was only when Pereira glimpsed the full scope of his potential that he finally shattered those chains for good. The gym became his sanctuary, reconnecting him with his indigenous Pataxo heritage. His nickname, Poatan, means stone hand, and one look at those tattooed rocks on his left hand tells you everything about where his power comes from. Even in amateur fights, Pereira's power was supernatural. Legend has it he once knocked out an opponent outside the ring. 2012, Jungle Fight middleweight title and WGP 85 kilogram championship. 2013, Waco Pro Pan American K1 title and Waco World Championship silver. 2014, Glory debut demolished the Glory 14 middleweight contender tournament. But here's where destiny intervened. At Glory, Pereira met his future nemesis, Israel Adesanya. 2 fights, 2 Pereira victories. First, a controversial decision that had people talking. Second, a knockout so vicious it haunted Adesanya for years. Following those Adesanya victories, Pereira streamrolled through Glory's elite. Middleweight champion after beating Simon Marcus at Glory 46. Multiple title defenses, including a knockout of Yusri Belgari, who later became his training partner. Classic Pereira. Beat you unconscious, then help you improve your technique. 2019, history made. Pereira moved to light heavyweight and captured the interim title at Glory 68. Becoming the first fighter ever to hold 2 Glory titles simultaneously. 2021, undisputed light heavyweight champion after beating Artem Vakadov at Glory 77. And if you don't know Vakadov, look him up. He's in the kickboxing GOAT conversation. The rematch at Glory 78, Vakadov won a controversial decision, ending Pereira's Glory career. But sometimes, losses redirect you towards greatness. By then, Pereira was already plotting his MMA transition, and he had unfinished business with a certain middleweight champion. Pereira's 2015 MMA debut was humbling. At 28, his kickboxing skills meant nothing when he got taken down and submitted with a rear naked choke in the 3rd round. After a few forgettable fights and a 4-year MMA hiatus, something reignited his motivation in 2020.
But I've never ever watched any of his fights, ever. So at the end of the day, some pub talking some shit about I beat that guy one time.
His old rival Adesanya was now the undisputed UFC middleweight champion, looking unstoppable. November 2020, LFA return. Thomas Powell crumpled by 1st round KO. Dana White and Hunter Campbell were sold instantly. UFC 268, debut against Andreas Michailidis. Spectacular flying knee finish in round 2.
With all the clinch and the grab. Oh, my goodness! How good is that?
The kickboxing legend had arrived. March 2022, decision over Bruno Silva proved Pereira could grind out victories when needed. But the real test came next. Sean Strickland, top-ranked middleweight with elite striking defense and relentless pressure. Strickland thought he had the blueprint to neutralize Pereira.
Here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. Let me tell you guys something. There's not one Glory kickboxer in any weight class I couldn't stand and bang with.
Strickland was tragically mistaken.
Cannot stand in front of that man.
There's levels to this striking game. Quite a lot of levels. Another knockout victim becomes a training partner. Classic Pereira. Even before the Strickland destruction, UFC 281 was inevitable. Pereira versus Adesanya 3, this time for the UFC middleweight championship.
You're gonna be alone inside that octagon without a team.
Oh yes, you and me. Don't worry. But they're gonna be. Don't worry. Hey, he's got bragging rights. Talk on you want. Talk on.
November 12, 2022. UFC 281 delivered one of the most technically brilliant fights of the decade. Round 1, Pereira pressured, landing solid body shots. Adesanya's MMA clinch was superior. Adesanya cracked Pereira with a jab overhand right combo that had him stumbling towards the canvas. Saved by the bell. Round 2, Pereira's raw power and nasty knees kept things even. Round 3, Adesanya dominated on the ground, exposing Pereira's wrestling weakness completely. Round 4, Pereira conserved energy, likely recovering from that grappling clinic. Round 5, championship rounds demand championship efforts. Pereira cornered Adesanya against the cage, where movement couldn't save him. Then it happened. Pereira's left hook connecting, Adesanya rocking. Signature left hook.
Oh, here's that left hook. Here to bow. Down goes the champion. Pereira trying to close. Go.
Mark Goddard stepped in. New champion. The MMA world erupted. The kickboxing immigrant had dethroned the seemingly untouchable Adesanya. UFC 287 brought the inevitable rematch. In 2023, a tactical, measured fight with great moments from both warriors. This time, Adesanya's perfectly timed counter right hand in round 2 sent Pereira crashing back to earth. But Pereira's destiny wasn't middleweight. Light heavyweight called, and he answered immediately. UFC 291, former champion Jan Blachowicz on short notice. Split decision victory proved this was Pereira's natural weight class. Even at 205, he looked massive. UFC 295, the Czech samurai Yuri Procházka stood between Pereira and history. Classic Pereira fashion, brutal second round knockout. First fighter ever to win titles in 2 divisions in both Glory and UFC. Pereira had become a global superstar, reaching McGregor-level fame. Somehow, the emotionless, stone-faced killer became the megastar many expected Adesanya to be. UFC 300. Jamal Hill's challenge carried personal stakes. Hill had beaten Pereira's close friend Glover Teixeira for the title. First round left hook KO, problem solved. UFC 303, Procházka rematch on short notice. Left hook knockdown in round 1, head kick and punches finishing it in round 2. UFC 307, Khalil Roundtree Jr. put up a better fight than expected, but with zero takedown threat, Pereira's striking shined brightest. 4th round TKO earned his first fight of the night bonus. Records fell. Fastest 3 title defenses at 175 days. 7th fighter ever with 3 defenses in 1 calendar year. UFC 313, March 8, 2025. The fight everyone thought would be routine became Pereira's nightmare. But it wasn't wrestling that dethroned the champion. Magomed Ankalaev did the unthinkable. He outstruck the striker. For 5 rounds, Pereira looked lost, hesitant, stuck in the octagon like he'd never experienced before. The man who knocked out everyone in his path suddenly couldn't find his rhythm, couldn't unleash that legendary power. Ankalaev fought the perfect fight, neutralizing Pereira's striking through superior movement and tactical brilliance. But if we've learned anything about Alex Pereira, it's that setbacks fuel his greatest comebacks. The rematch is set. UFC 320, October 4th, 2025. Pereira gets his shot at reclaiming what he believes is rightfully his. This time, he'll have months to analyze what went wrong, why the most feared striker on the planet looked so ordinary that night. Will Pereira solve the puzzle that stumped him so badly? Can Stonehand rediscover the killer instinct that carried him through 2 divisions? Or has Ankalaev found the perfect stylistic antidote to Pereira's striking? One thing's certain, a motivated, focused Pereira with months to prepare is the most dangerous version we've ever seen. But beyond championships and knockouts, Pereira remembers his roots. Just 15 years ago, alcoholic, tire shop worker, no future. Hospital visits with sick children, sharing fight winnings with his team, taking time for every fan. The stoic exterior hides genuine generosity that's made him beloved worldwide. Pereira's dominance across 2 sports and multiple weight classes confirms what we all suspected. He's a once-in-a-generation talent who rises to every occasion, anytime, anywhere. From the depths of Brazilian favelas to the pinnacle of combat sports, Alex Poatan Pereira's story proves that sometimes the most broken beginnings create the most unbreakable champions.